Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is March 6, 2025. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Bitcoin. I'll pick one of these. Shout out to you guys for participating. I'll give one more refresh. Join the Discord. I'm constantly giving faster windows to my thought processes. More food for thoughts. So we got Crow. I think I did that one the other day. Maybe we'll do one of these. XRP I do all the time. Polkadot. Link. Alright, depending on how long the video is, I'll try and get to everybody. So first things first, I do want to show you guys one thing. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only, a window to my thought process that I have been doing for 17 years, hypothetically been in crypto for 11 years, taught this process by my father, who was a very successful options trader for almost 30 years. So, peep that. So, this is a new bot that I am working on that shows you the most bullish scenario. This shows that a consolidation could be on the horizon. Caution means that your long-term trend RSI is in section B while your daily is in section A. Just be cautious. This could be dead cat bounces. When you're dead is when both of your weekly and daily RSIs are in section B. You're pretty much forming lower highs, lower lows. It is bear market point at this point. EMA shows if the 7, 11, and 21 moving averages are all in numerical order, which shows that you are in an uptrend. And when all three of these are clicking, you are in a buy signal. And this this checks every 5 minutes and puts the most bullish ones in order. And I am going to be turning this into an app that eventually will be on the phone. You can put in the tickers, the calculations will be the same, symbols will be the same, and then the whole goal of this, right? I know what scenarios are bullish or bearish. So if I don't have to check all of these tickers to see where all of the time frames are and what's going on, and I could just check this, have this on like a TV on to the side, and say, all right, XRP, ADA, and Tron are the ones that are the most bullish right now. And I bet you when we go to the chart, they're going to have the most bullish scenarios. Okay, so let's get into the chart. Also, indicator. The Fiverr link is in the description. So the whole point of the indicator is I'm constantly going back and forth from the high Kanishi candles to the regular candles, looking at the divergence numbers. If you are purple and you have divergence numbers underneath, you can have a high probability of going back. You can see here we're going back. We're about to break the 50 line. If we break the 50 line, we are breaking 91.5 to be exact. Yeah, 92 to 94,000 would be the level. So I'm going to set an alert right here at 94.5 to curious to see if this is going to be 1, 2, 3, or if we're going to have 1, 2 rejection and we come back down. I keep saying in the videos we need a retest to see on a macro level, like a 2-day or a 3-day, that you're having bounces, right? You want to see a higher low situation. This is the first, well, not even the first, this is the second lower low, right? Because technically we went from 104 down to the 95, up to 97, down to 80, up to a 90, right? It's a little bit more messy to see it this way, but yes, that's what we did. So now we want to see, you could see the 7 popping up. We have 7 divergences that were forming on the 28th. Came back up. Now we're seeing rejection. We want to see a same low or a higher low while the RSI waves are making also higher low. We don't want to see same low. We want to see higher low while the price is doing the same or higher. That shows either bullish or hidden bullish divergence. Most important thing is the daily breaking the 50 line, and then once that breaks, I'll be watching the 2-day break the 50 line, then I'll be watching the 3-day, and then you're off to the races, because once we break the 50 line and then you have a golden cross, it looks like this, right? And then if we turn on the moving averages, you can see they are all in a line from here. And you are officially bullish from 62,000 to about 96,000. As of right now, you can see the moving averages are below, right? It's 21.11.7, so that's why the indicator or the bot is showing in X. So those are my alerts on Bitcoin. That's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. This is not a macro high or low. We want to see the wave up, the wave down, then the wave up. As of right now, this is just one wave up. So just to show you really quickly, XRP, ADA, Tron, if we were to choose any one of the three, TRX, right? So basically, your weekly still is in section A, your daily is in section A. As of right now, we are forming somewhat of a bottom. Not the best case scenario on any of these alts, to be honest. Today, yeah, there we go. This is what I mean by going back and forth. So you can clearly see your RSI made a higher low. We officially broke back into section A. We broke the moving average. Tron could go back to the 24 to the potentially 25 cents. Well, you can see this. One low, lower low, higher low, neckline. This is an inverse head and shoulders. You could press Alt-I. If you need, there you go, you can see it a little bit easier. So 1, 2, 3, neckline. You're going to complete this down to the 27 cents. Some people have an easier, it's easier for them to see more bullish patterns play out. This looks like a nice rounding bottom. If we do go back up, rounding top, sorry. Well, rounding bottom, yeah. So if we do this and we go back to this level, possibly we could do this, and then do this. Since the long-term trend still remains bullish, I like Tron. I do. Go to a 4-day, 5-day, weekly. Curious to see. So you can see here major selling pressure at 24 cents, right? Had a hard time. Once we break that, I'll probably set an alert here at the 25 cents. Play would be from here to here. You're looking at 7% to potentially 12% over the next 1, 2, 3 weeks, right? Because now you're counting candles. Go back to the daily. Daily, you're seeing resistance here. Higher lows here. Ascending triangle. Here, measured move. Here, bringing you, again, 25 to 27 cents. Bing, bang, boom. More bullish plays happen well on more bullish charts. Has to stay above the moving average so that you know that that is your line in the sand. If it does, I would keep money on the side for potentially 22 to 23 cents. I wouldn't be worried if that happens because that would still be a higher low on the short term. Let's go into some charts. So SUI, SUI, SUI. Let's go to the Coinbase one. SUI weekly. First thing I'm going to look at what's going on. We are in section B, daily. We are in section B. You can see the line is purple. Every time we're getting divergences, we're just getting dead cat bounces back to, and it's forming lower highs each time. What you want to do is look at the 2-day or the 3-day. You can see here the importance of the 2-day forming more bullish market structure than the hourly. Hence, long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. So, I watch the daily to see if this is going to form the same bottom while your MACD and your RSI swings are making higher lows, showing me that we have a potential bottom forming on SUI at here. So bottom of the candles are going to be like 294 to 306. Bottom of these candles are going to be like 245 to 257. This is your accumulation zone as of right now. It is not confirmed because we haven't formed the next low. The next low is this, right? Low, 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 low. We are continuously making lower lows. So we need to form the first higher low or same low in order for me to say, we got a high probability of this coin going to the upside. The first thing that you would like to see is a break of the 50 potentially, right? And start forming more higher lows. Once the daily, I'd set an alert at the 50 on the daily. Once the daily breaks above, you know you're breaking the moving average and you have potential to start forming higher lows, higher highs. Then I'm switching to the 2-day. 2-day, you can see as of right now, lower low on the price, lower low on the MACD, lower low on the RSI. Poops to daisies. We want to see higher low, same high, blah, 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 blah. Same thing I just told you on the daily. This might take a little bit longer. So we want to see even an inverse head and shoulders, right? So here's one low, here's a lower low. We want to see a little blip down to the 283 level right here. And then I would like to say, okay, here's the confirmation. I would probably add it to the bot. I don't even know if it's on here. Nope, I'll add it to the bot once I see bearish and bullish. I know we could potentially have consolidations and form the same lows. Once we see bullish and bullish, then I know we can make higher lows. Once we see bullish and bullish with the EMAs all aligned, we're off to the races. Once again, not my opinion. Here's the indicators and the bot showing you what's going on. So right here, you would see that the daily would have been above. The daily would have been above. Let's just make a little line in the sand here. This is the weekly. Weekly is above, so it would have been here. And all of your moving averages are aligned, so you would have been opening up your long from 197 until it broke about here at 378. Over. Once again, macro, you could see this looks good though. All right, you could see, right, like 1, 2. This one is not necessarily a top. Maybe like it's that one. Right, so you could see the waves. It's like 1, 2. So even if this was to poo-poo the bed and we were to come back to like this level right here of 156 to 194, right? Let's just say we were to do something like that. Because as of right now, we are purple. We're using the moving average as resistance. You're seeing major buying pressure, but you always see major buying pressure. It's are you going to see major selling pressure when you have that recovery on the way down? As of right now, not looking great since market structure is going down. Most important thing is weekly. Are we officially going to stay in Section B? If we stay in Section B, not my opinion. Look what happened once we turned purple here, entered Section B here, right? I'm not counting this little blip below. This was a blip below. We went up and we're like, yeah, dude, we're staying. And we broke that low of 47, and then from like April 22nd all the way to July 29th, we made lower highs, lower lows every single time. So yeah, next one, short term, I don't even remember if I did it. Yeah, short term, we're waiting for the higher low situation. So XRP, I'm not going to do, we just did that one. Polka dot, that's DOT if I'm correct. Yep. Polka dot, I mean, I love when I check a chart that I haven't checked in a very long time, and it's literally at support. So let's look at some charting, right? Long term, monthly, MACD going up while price is going sideways. That's somewhat bullish. In section B, which means it's below the histogram, not the best case scenario. RSI below the 50 line, that's in the poo-poo area. We are making a higher low. We made the same low. Is this the first higher low? We got to see. We have 25 days left to print to see if this is going to be higher than this, right? If this is higher than this, then that shows me that this can be higher than this. I hope you got that, right? So basically a higher high technically means we potentially could make a higher low. And then because we made another higher low, that technically means that we have a higher probability of breaking this high and this high, which was major major resistance. So I want to teach you something. You see how there's like nothing above here? And you're like, well, once we break that, where do we go? I would go to the next time frame down. There you go, Cuzzy. Right, so you could see resistance. This was support, resistance, resistance, resistance. This 57 to 59 is going to be the first level. I want to teach you something else. This is perfect, right? Because you have room to grow, room to go back into the good section, room to go back just to a double top. So if I have room to go back just to a double top, that's gravy. If I'm already here and I'm like, we could double down, the play is already over. You understand? But my point was to see the next resistance level. So there's one. This might be two right here, like this zone of 63 to 65. Right? It was a blip here to a blip here. I'd probably go one more time frame in. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, 63 to 65. So with that being said, now we're looking here. You can clearly see this was support in the past. I think I did do this one recently. We're making the lower highs, lower lows. This is resistance here. The reason why I chose that is you could look previously. There's more touch points on that one. I like to use 2, 3 levels on the way up, 2, 3 levels on the way down. As you can see, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure, buying pressure. Am I going to expect selling pressure? No, I'm expecting buying pressure. I'm also going to confluence it up with wicks, right? So you can see here, polka dot has a nice return of, it has to use the moving average first. So you're looking at, let's just say 35 to 45. If it breaks that, then you're looking at 80 to 100 to 125%. White candles mean selling pressure on the way out. If I had to assume, you're probably going to see selling pressure again because, once again, the people who are betting here and made this long play for 92 days for 86%, which is like, yo, if it does this again, like I'm taking my profit. And guess what? Not only were you able to use that once and twice, it was like, yo, it's gonna do it a third time. Another 80 to 100 and something percent. So guess what, Cuzzy? If we could just duplicate what it's done in the past and like don't even worry about over $11, right? Because I want to explain something, right? People are like, but bro, it went to like $40. You're telling me it's not going to go to $40, but it's not even alt season. It's like I don't plan for that. I don't. I play 80%. Like, what are we doing here, Cuzzy? Right? A 2x leverage is going to allow you like a 30% cushion from right here. Right? So even if it's like 30% low from here and you put a 2x in right now, you don't even wait for the confirmation. Polka dot could go to like below $3 and you won't get liquidated. So it could go all the way down to this 360 level, right? And you still won't get liquidated. You'll be in the play, you'll be negative, you'll be able to add more to the position, but you understand that a 2x leverage, it's 160 to 200% in about 2-3 months. Call it a day. So now, most important thing, what happened in the chart here, 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 and here that we could potentially identify and set alerts at here so that I know it's moon. You understand? So the monthly might not have enough data to tell you anything, right? It's like, yeah, MACD was going up. All right, MACD's going up now. What you want to see is nothing on this time frame. break of RSI, break of RSI, not break of RSI. Break of RSI, break of RSI, go to the 70 and above. I like this one. So we're here. I also see this as a major support line, right? I see this as a major resistance line. So I'm seeing the same lows around 37 with lower highs each market cycle, even if it's here, right? Right, it's a range, bro. It's a range. Right, so something like that. Right, this one was a 68. Well, this one was even 72. This one was 68. This one was 66. This one was 64. So what I'm going to use is use these trends. I'm not even going to look at the ticker. I'm just looking at what I've known in the past. Like if this does this and we start seeing bullish market structure, right? Bullish market structure, bullish market structure, you know you have potential for it to do this. And then I'm not going to be like, well, if it's here, well, we're not extremely overbought, we're not the 70. No, I'm going to automatically assume that's going to respect this green trend line area somewhat over here. Same way I was talking about Bitcoin on the monthly chart. It's not at that in the box. It did not fill the area. To assume that if this goes from here to here and the run is done, it's very foolish to think that it's not going to respect the trend line, especially if there's multiple touch points on the trend line. So that is Polkadot. What I would do is set some alerts on the way down to see if we could catch this, okay? To see if this is the bottom like it was here at 403. Okay, so let's analyze. So you can see here 397 to, let's zoom in even more. You could see from 392 to 402 was the best time to buy, but the whales got in at like 386 to 366. So maybe, just throwing it out there, not financial advice, maybe you got some buy orders down there, you know what I'm saying? So here you can see best time to buy was normal people, $4 to potentially like $4.29, $4.30, even $4.50. Where did the rich get it? $3.90 to $3.60, same thing. Just by the way, this was October 23. This was July 24. This was February 25. So I just want to let you know there are buy orders at these levels 3 times already in 2 different years. Okay? So to make an assumption, if I say, is it a good time to buy? And you come back with some news BS, like, bro, Polkadot's coming out with this new mainnet, and there's going to be an app, and then it's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, just do me a favor, keep some buy orders open for like 390, 374, and like 368. Because, once again, it was filled. Again, 368 to this 4-something level. So as of right now, we're here. Okay, is it a good time to open up a long? Yes, if you're using 2x leverage and your liquidation price is below your major buy orders. Okay, if you're using a 30x and your liquidation price is here, right? If it's here and here, and you do go down, you're going to get liquidated, and eventually, what happened? The longs got liquidated and eventually played out. The longs got liquidated and eventually played out. The longs might get liquidated and then eventually play out. That is dot. Set an alert here at the top of the candles at 430, 432. Set an alert here at the bottom of the candles at 407. Set an alert here at the bottom of these candles and wicks at 390. If those alerts go off, not financial advice, but you could see it was pretty much a good time to accumulate more. And then on the way up, I would set an alert here at your resistance, which was support, which will line up with your moving average at 560. I would set an alert here at 666 again for some odd reason. Candles were white, selling pressure again, you could see the market top indicator that I made acts like a VPVR, so it shows you ranges as well as where it's going off. So, move up, move up. If we see a white candle coming in from 560 to 670, possibly take profit, but understand there is room to grow to the upside. So I would set another alert here at the 798. That's like the meat and potatoes, you're catching the tops, the meat and potatoes, and then final take profit greed level is going to be 938. So you're looking at right now risk reward potentially 20%, first take profits 23, 45, 74, 109. Double those numbers with a 2x leverage. Last one, let's look at some link, chain link, monthly. All right, we are in section A. Section A. Is chain link on here? I'm curious. The link is on here. It says it's bearish and it's bearish. I have to look into that, cuzzy. Is the weekly bearish? Yeah, weekly's bearish. Weekly's bearish, daily's bearish. Okay, so I wanted to make sure here. Maybe I'll add the monthly as well. The importance of understanding the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. If the monthly is bullish, you could just have a consolidation on the weekly. If the weekly is bullish, you could just have a consolidation on the daily. If the monthly is bearish, you might have a dead cat bounce on the weekly. If the monthly is bearish, then you could have even more blood. You understand? Like there's different scenarios depending on, it's a ripple effect. As of right now, you can see the monthly has bounced off the 50. We're still above section A. We're using the moving average as support. That's a good sign. Those are good things that I just mentioned. So you can see here we've had a consolidation. All right, we've gone from $30 all the way down to $13. Is it time to panic or is it just a consolidation? Panic means we make a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is panic time, okay? Not really panic time. It's really the best time to buy. But if you're in leverage or if you need the money, this is panic time, right? Because it goes down, it comes up, and it forms a lower high. Goes down, comes up, forms a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. These times is when everyone's a genius because it doesn't matter if you bought it 36 cents and it goes up and comes down to $1.30. It was a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So once again, are we in a higher low, higher high situation or a lower high, lower low? As of right now, because this remains bullish and we bounced off the 50, we still remain in a higher low, higher high, meaning low, high, low, high, low. Last high was anywhere from 25 to 30. Previously, it was 18 to 22. Previously, it was 783 to 930. So as of right now, technically, could we draw a trend line from here to here to here? And can we draw a trend line from here to here? So first thing I notice is a lot of these coins are doing this. Is this just one big leg up? Is this a rising wedge that eventually will break down? Will we have to come back down for macro higher lows to the $5 to $8 and then form one big W pattern on chain link? I think so. I do think so. Yeah, that looks really good. First thing I'm noticing is, look, I mean, volume's going, we were negative and now we're bullish. You are forming higher lows on the MACD. You got 1 to 2 months of chain link before this thing pops off, cuzzy. Pops off from $19 to potentially $30. I'm calling it now. Do me a favor, call me out. I want you to call me out if this doesn't play. But as of right now, this looks very bullish. Once again, long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. Let me show you an asset that has data of a 2-month, like I just showed you, right? So let's go to Chainlink. Okay. Chainlink, we're above the 50. We're forming support at the moving average, okay? MACD, volume coming down. We're above the histogram, forming higher lows, and we're about to have a golden cross. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Let's go here. Okay, MACD, about volume going the other way, about to have a golden cross. RSI forming higher lows, broke back into section A. We were here. Okay, we had that blood. We went up to 28,000, whatever it was, 40,000, and it was like, even if it was just to the 70 line, it went from 40,000 to 80,000. So, once again, I trust charts over people. This looks pretty good, bro. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. Higher lows, higher highs. I would use a fib from the high to the low. Curious if we come back, that doesn't tell me anything. What I would like to see is when did this pattern break to the upside? When did this happen? Right here. When the line was purple, we were using it as resistance, and then the line turned white, and we used it as support, and we went from $12 to 31. Well, if you had to assume, it's probably when the weekly golden cross and the weekly went above the moving average and then above the RSI. Hence, once this turns to something like this, which is a rocket in a rocket, when your daily and your weekly RSI is both bullish, it's off to the races. And then once this turns to a check sign, when you have the 7, 11, and 21, and that forms on the daily, not the weekly, that's a very good time to open up a long on Chainlink. That's the video. You can see here indicator going off. I'm waiting for the indicator to go off on the weekly as well to show us that we could have a major pump back to the moving average on the daily. I'm curious if it went off. Yeah, it went off. We went back to, on the shorter time frame, I'll leave you with this. Set alert on a daily. If the daily pumps back up, we're breaking the moving average, we're going back to 1953. And then I'm watching the 2-day. The 2-day, I would like to see golden cross, but because it's below the histogram, that shows me that we could stay between 19 and 14 and form a bottom. The same way that we stayed between 12, 13 and stayed between 10. You can see here and formed a bottom. This bottom took 80 days. I do think the play is going to be shorter since the run is shorter, meaning this took from here to here, this took 200 days. This only took 84 days. So what was this one? This one was 260. So let's just say it's a third, right? So if it's a third, you see where I'm going here? If this was a third, what was this one? 90. So this might be a 30-day consolidation. So from here to when we bottom, it could be like April. It keeps lining up with April. Hope you guys keep seeing that as well. April keeps, it just for some reason lining up. Tax season's over at that time. People are done paying the taxes. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Always go back to the hike and I mean, you can see here, you broke market structure. We need to break the moving average. Once you see the break of the moving average for the RSI, you're going back to the 21 on the indicator, and it also confirmed that you're having multiple bullish divergences detected. That's it. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Hope you appreciate these videos. If you do, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, show somebody. I appreciate it all. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. If you have a comment about the bot and how you think I could potentially improve it, let me know. My end goal is to potentially make this into an app where you can add your own tickers and then it shows you this data and maybe a little bit more. Besides that, I love you guys. Appreciate the support.